Hey there again, what's up YouTubers? I'd like to wish you guys out there a happy and fulfilling Chinese New Year of mouse or rat. Not quite sure about it. Yeah. Well, apparently, once again, something or nothing particularly miraculous or encouraging or refreshing occurred today, except somehow the performance of my VPN Surfshark somehow begins to improve. The network speed kind of skyrocketed to 11, a little bit more than 11,000 KB per second, non-capital KB per second, yeah. And meanwhile I managed to get another project over with. Therefore here I sit talking to you guys again, or more or less talking to myself again, just to alleviate the the solitude, the loneliness, the clouds, the shade of loneliness again and again. Yeah, and also several moments ago I extended my stay in this hotel again for another 8 days, since the symptoms of murderous and suicidal intrusive thoughts have not yet completely faded away. And apparently I need further treatment, more than just comforting words and reassuring compliments. Well, I don't particularly enjoy receiving compliments about my appearances, about and lots of people that I met with kind of treated me like a baby, due to my due to my my baby face or something. And I found that quite awkward, here and there, more or less, more often than not. And the most primary reason I filmed this video is because I don't want to squander this opportunity, where the VPN speed has dramatically improved for some reason, such boost on upload speed to YouTube by VPN from within the Great Firewall comes at quite rarity nowadays, especially due to the sudden outbreak of that sort of a pneumonia virus in Wuhan, in Hubei province. Yeah, the regimes apparently has exacerbated its level of control and restriction, you know, over the flow of or the spread of information and news and whatnot. Yeah, blah blah blah. So yeah, so I just like to talk about some other random shit to you guys out there, and you know, I just like to share with you guys my, you know, my wishes, my, yeah, you can say my dreams about the future, about what I reckon or what I believe I would do next to, you know, to add a bit of more spice to my already monotonous life. Right before I almost fully committed myself to my work, I watched several videos from Daniel. Yeah, the channel name is Hiding in My Room, in case you haven't taken notice or you couldn't remember. So yeah, I couldn't help but begin to notice that recently his post quite a few you know, a few clips that contains you know, a significant a significantly more number of videos that contains more encouragement and more you know, rational thinking, you know, both about you know himself and his surroundings, and you know, honestly speaking, I sincerely, you know, begin to you know, to wish him all the best, and you know, to feel so relieved and honored to see that he's growing into someone, you know, much more productive and positive. Unlike me, I pretty much lost, you know, all faith in humanity nowadays, and you know, all I wish for is to probably, yeah, if God willing, you know, retire in Iceland, banning a sex doll, you know, made of silicone. Yeah, a Japanese sex doll made by, yeah, Orient Industries. That, well, the cost, that is not that it is not that expensive. It does not cost, you know, that amount of deer. It just costs the model with the highest and the best specification cost around, yeah, 8,000 Australian dollars, probably around, yeah, around 5,000 British pounds, British pounds. So that's since I can afford it, I'm more than absolutely certain that Daniel hiding in my room can also afford it, though he's married and I couldn't just I can't just recommend a sex doll to him, because that would that goes in blatant violation against 10 Commandments, not to commit adultery. And it is just wicked and immoral to do so. So yeah. So in case Daniel, you might be watching this particular video, please disregard what I just said about sex doll. Yeah, well, though I can afford the sex doll per se, I still can't just miraculously migrate my sorry ass to Iceland. That would cost the magnitude, the dimensions of the amount of effort and hard work such undertaking would necessitate, differs completely from just trying to make ends meet by undertaking some online freelancing, ICT business analysts projects and and whatnot. What else? Yeah, there are some other considerations. Yeah, about migration. It's food. Unlike China, where you can just you use the app called Meituan to place orders for takeaway meals. I don't think Iceland has any service provider that specializes in managing the delivery laborers to just deliver the takeaway food or meal door to door, or like what they are doing here in China. And yeah, that Daniel hiding in my room and I share in common is that we both we are both terrifyingly lazy. In case we return to a state of solitude, no matter where, we won't even bother to go out, find a restaurant and eat there, or just grab the takeaway meals on our own, and then back to where we reside in, and just that would yeah. So that's another sad fact of life. Don't you reckon so as well? Yeah, so I think my current state of solitude has exceeded the highest level of loneliness prescribed on the internet, globally speaking. Well, I can still ring those guys from all over the globe, just just to practice my skills, my techniques in cold calls. Nevertheless, somehow I found my Skype can no longer dial any number with free call features since several weeks ago, or last month. I couldn't quite recall the exact date when I began to take notice of such awkwardly odd phenomenon. Probably the app itself begins to have those stupid glitches, which I don't know how to fix. Being an experienced Windows PC user, I still doubt if I could fix such glitch on my Skype app. Which I consider to be quite a disgrace and a pity. In the meantime, Jesus. What else? I haven't heard back from my grandma for something like 2 days or 3 days. Since she doesn't bother to ring me, why should I bother to ring her? Why should I pretend that I have something terribly important to say to her? Why should I pretend that I have? It's just pointless and futile. The way I reckon, the way I perceive it, the way I perceive everyone and everything has transformed thanks to my own laziness and the environment in which I was born. Obviously, none of us gets to choose where we were born. We don't exert the absolute sovereignty on everything. We don't even, well, at least so I believe, for the vast majority of other human individuals, they can't even get an evaluation about themselves without any bias or prejudice. In short, we don't even know ourselves as much as we thought we did. It's another sad fact about life, I suppose. Yeah, when it comes down to it, you are alone. We are all alone. people are just being, fake nice to you. No matter whom, even your wife, even your spouse, your siblings, whomever, even can even include your parents, your biological parents. Though I haven't I haven't got started with the DNA test and do the cross-referencing and the comparison between my DNA and that particular woman's DNA. The lawyer, yes, that lawyer of mine, he's gone back to his hometown for family reunion and holidays, and won't be back in about another week, I suppose. But regardless, I shall attempt to ring him, to get in touch with him again next Monday, the latest, in order to to verify if the debt, the claim, the debt collection against my old man's company is authentic or otherwise. Well, legally speaking, I have no obligation whatsoever to to pay off that debt, because that debt, that claim belongs to my old man's company, and and I am no shareholder nor the director, not even the decision maker. So legally speaking, I will not be held. I will not be held accountable for such debt claim. Though it still worries me that once it goes, once the creditor begins to decides to throw such case to the judge, it might affect or even sabotage my freedom of entering and exiting the country to other countries. That's the part that worries and terrifies me the most so far. For those who know one thing or two about how China works, how the system could become hostile against you. You might have heard of the social you might heard of the Chinese social crediting or social scores system. So once you got yourself your sorry ass blacklisted, and yes, your personal particulars, details will get exposed to the entire to the people of the entire country, to the whole country. Your personal information will get publicized by the authorities, and they will put yes, very much likely may inflict or impose travel bans against you, which means you won't be able to purchase an air ticket and board a plane or even trains. So that's the horrifying part. Yes, such rules can apply to foreigners. So watch yourselves out there in China. behave. Learn to behave. Learn to behave. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole in China. Be a nice guy in China. Be a nice girl in China. Don't do anything rash. Behave yourself. Watch your behaviors and tone. Yeah. Yeah, so be watchful. Therefore keep watch, for you know not when the master of the house comes back and finds you naked. Yeah, Mark 13:35. Yeah. Jesus. So yeah, my visa with multiple entries back to Japan still has not yet arrived. Well, according to the agency, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan should release the visa on the 8th of February in the afternoon, 4 p.m. approximately. Yeah. Let's hope and pray that they could issue me the visa ASAP, so that I can, flee. And I still have no idea on whether I've done an adequate job, trying to please God or trying to do whatever that's necessary to enter the kingdom of God. Because I don't think if I have ever forgiven that woman, I attempted for several times to get in touch with pastors from all over the world, and they all seem to ignore me, regarding such question, on whether would it be a sign of, not forgiving someone when you distance yourself away from them, just to avoid getting hurt, getting harmed. Not just physically harmed, but also mental harm and persecutions. Yeah, I still have actually no idea, though I do sense the accusations coming from Satan against me, saying that, well, you should go back to her, unconditionally, like a man. Just cast away all your fears. Take a, blah blah blah. Take more leaps of faith. Well, Jesus, man, stop. Just freaking stop being a freaking asshole. Just can't sticuleo. Jesus. I suppose, I imagine, it occurred as a result of my intrusive thoughts again. Sometimes, I kind of, begin to lose self-consciousness or self-awareness, though I was still conscious, but not quite self-aware, with some creeping doubts about my very own existence, you know, characterized by you know, endless questioning about, you know, why I came to be, why I was born, you know, am I just a mistake or an error of the system, you know, as a result of all the chemical imbalance or glitches of the matrix, blah blah blah, yeah, you know, you know, more doubts about myself, my very own existence can also include something like, you know, if assuming I lost self-control, I you know, I step out of the ring or the circle of protection of God, you know, by jumping in front of a running train. Do I get to see another universe? Do I get to see, you know, the surface of Jupiter, Neptune, or Saturn, you know? Yeah, so I think I am still in deep hole of some serious shite, some serious shithole. Yeah. What are your guys' opinions on that? What do you guys reckon? Let me know. Yeah. Regardless, I shall pray in private to God for tonight. Because I don't think I can I can say my prayers properly here in front of the camera this time for tonight. I beg your pardon, guys. Yeah, I suppose that's all I can say for tonight. Yeah, just yeah, let us try to keep holding the line, and hopefully God could still, you know, hopefully we could still remain or abide in His grace and leniency. Yeah, you can take that as a prayer, yeah, as a very brief prayer, because while I speak to you guys via this camera, you know, God, He can also hear me. At least so I believe. At least so I reckon. Yeah. At least so I perceive at this point. Yeah. In any event, yeah. Thank you. Thanks again for watching and listening. Stay tuned. Remain steadfast, and let's together try my ultimate best to continue to hold the line with you guys out there. Good night, or have a great day. Bye bye. And cheers again for the amateur hour.